Alright, we've already talked about the first two in this section. Now we're going to talk about solving equations with rational exponents. Just a little review, a rational number is basically anything that can be written as a fraction. So when they're talking about rational exponents, they're basically talking about fractional exponents. Just a quick review, if you have x to the 1/2 power, that really means the exponent is the top number, in this case 1, and the bottom number is our index. So good little review. Some tips that they have given us, it says solving radical equations in the form x to the m over n power is equal to k. Assume that m and n are positive integers, and m and n is in the lowest terms, and k is a real number. Isolate the expression involving the rational exponent. Raise both sides of the equation to the nm power. So if you notice, what they're doing is they're basically undoing this stuff. So if you have an exponent of m, we're going to take the root of m to get rid of that. If you have the root of n, you're going to take the exponent of n. Now here's the big key. If m is even, since we're taking an even root, our answer has to be plus or minus. However, if the bottom number is odd, that basically means that if the top number is odd, then that basically means we're taking the odd root, which does not have to be that. So it's incorrect to insert the plus or minus symbol when the numerator of the exponent is odd, and odd index has only one root. Check the proposed solutions in the original equation to find out if the solutions are actual solutions or extraneous. So here's our first one. Again, what they told us to do is go ahead and isolate our variable. The reason we can solve for x in this problem is there is only one x. And then what I would do is I would go ahead and divide both sides by 3. When I do that, I'll get x to the 3/4 power is equal to 2. Now at this point in time, you could do it in steps. You could rewrite it and say, well, x to the 3/4 is really the 4th root of x cubed, and then undoing the cubing and undoing the 4th root. Or what you should be able to see is that I can raise both sides to the 4/3 power. And the reason that this works is because when you raise an exponent by an exponent using the power rule, you can actually multiply your exponents together. Well, if you multiply 3/4 times 4/3, you get 12 over 12, which is equivalent to 1. And then we're actually going to need to make sense of this over here. And this is actually going to be the cube root of 2 to the 4th. Now, if for some reason we could simplify this, like say my base was 8, I would say, well, the cube root of 8, that would give me 2, and then 2 to the 4th, and I would simplify it. But since this one won't simplify, we can leave it like that. Another answer that you could actually put for this one, you could say it's going to be 2 cube root of 2. So either one of those should work for me. Just make sure that you understand what your final answer represents and how it can be expressed in different ways.